Okay, here we go again. Y'all have already probably heard this. Like I said, now that I'm back in school, I can't get right on the news until I get home. But it looks like Sarah has a new attorney. And here it is. His name is James Owens. Notice of appearance. James Owens enters his appearance as counsel on behalf of the defendant, Sarah Boone. Okay, so there's notice of appearance. She's got an attorney. What is going to happen now? So isn't this interesting? Remember that weird motion for a speedy trial that was actually denied or struck. I think it was stricken, however you say it, by Judge Kranick. We went over, I believe, yesterday because it was sent from somebody in California and the word was misspelled, all that kind of stuff, so it didn't really seem very legit. So saying about the speedy trial thing, now guess what? Defense motion for continuance. Okay, how long is this going to go on, guys? How long? How long? How long? Now, I know some things that the judge had said, but he probably might have to be, well, I don't know if he has to be. I believe that he said under any circumstances would he delay it any longer, but I know that judges are prone to change their mind. I did just look over, because lawyer, which is great if you want a better explanation than me. He was just saying that he does believe that the judge said that because, she's already had her chances, all that kind of stuff, but chances are he might grant a little more time, especially, if he did something like, I think he said something like the 1st of November, get it done by Thanksgiving, that would give him extra time. But also I think he said something about okay, look, you signed up to be with Sarah. You know the history. We all know the history. So you can't withdraw. So my question is this guy is Sarah gonna let him do his job? That's what I want to know. So we will go through this defense motion for continuance. Comes now the defendant by and through the undersigned attorney under Rule 3.190 of the Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure and requests this court to grant a continuance of the 3-week jury trial set to begin October 7th, 2024, and alleges Number 1, the defendant is set for trial by jury on October 7th, 2024. 2, the defendant has just retained defense counsel and a notice of appearance was filed on Friday, August 30th, 2024. 3, 38 days remain before trial. 4, defense counsel has met with the defendant 4 times at the Orange County Jail, August 20th, August 21st, the 26th, and the 27th. Now, I think one thing Peter brought out, again, but I recommend you go to his channel because he did just have a live on there. But he's saying, okay, so he's already met with her 4 different times. So he's had a chance to, get, a good bit of information. And he's saying 38 days remain before trial. Okay. Let's see. 5. During these meetings, the defendant disclosed potential exculpatory evidence on her phone in the possession of the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Evidence includes photographs, videotapes, calendars, text messages, notes, and witness names and numbers. This evidence will potentially corroborate her anticipated battered spouse syndrome defense under Rule 3.201 of the Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure. Okay, number 6. Undersigned counsel has spoken with numerous potential expert witnesses covering a range of possible defenses. Counsel is also actively vetting several additional experts upon directives from interested parties. 7. It is the professional opinion of counsel that the retention of one or more of these experts and the development of the aforementioned defenses is a crucial and necessary component of the defendant receiving full and competent representation and due process under the law. Sorry you didn't get to see that, but trust me, that's what it said. Could move this over a little more centered. There we go. Okay, 8. Based upon the conversations that have occurred, counsel has learned that proper diagnosis and development of said defenses requires time not only for administering appropriate testing, but also the necessity that any expert testifying on behalf of the defendant be given adequate time to establish a trusting relationship and then be allowed to apply the analytical tools to the information developed from interviews with the defendant and supplemented with historical and documentary information from third parties. Sorry. Oops, now it's going bigger on me. That's why you can't see all of it. Okay. 9. This process is described to the undersigned counsel by renowned and respective experts cannot be accomplished in the time available before trial, particularly given the JAC ministerial hurdles which must be cleared when dealing with an indigent defendant. 10. Notice of intent to rely on the battered spouse syndrome defense must be filed 30 days before trial. The notice must be filed by September 7th, 8 days away. 11. The defendant has been deemed indigent for cost. The defense will need government funds to assist in paying the experts in this field. So I'm assuming if this is a private attorney, either she's got to pay him, or maybe she has, air quotes, fans that are going to fund him, or he's going to do it for free. "12. Defense motions will need to be filed concerning the potential Brady material. 13. The defendant has the right to be represented by counsel of her choice. The defendant attempted to solicit private counsel after the court's order dated June 28, 2024. The defense counsel responded to her advertisement and was retained." Oh, for the love. So he's saying that he responded to her circus-like ad and was retained. Wow. Okay, the defendant is not trying to delay the proceedings or abuse the process by retaining counsel at this late date. Okay. 15. I'm sorry, I'm reading this and you're not seeing it. So sorry. There it is. If you want to look over it while I talk. So that's interesting. So still going to need funds. Okay. 15. The defense certifies this motion is made in good faith. So now it's just talking about the memorandum of law. The Sixth Amendment. The Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution guarantees that any person brought to criminal prosecution in a federal court must be afforded the right to the assistance of counsel for his defense. As the Supreme Court recognized in Unger, all that stuff. Okay. A district court's denial of a motion for continuance may vitiate I think it's to vitiate the effect of this fundamental right. The matter of continuance is traditionally within the sound discretion of the trial judge, and it is not every denial of a request for more time that violates due process, even if the party fails to offer evidence or is compelled to defend without counsel. Contrariwise, myopic insistence upon speediness in the justifiable request for delay can render the right to defend with counsel an empty formality. Okay, now I'll see to move it. Okay. Okay. The right to the assistance of counsel not only reaches the trial stage, but it extends to sentencing as well. Further, the Supreme Court has stated that implicit in this right to counsel is the notion of adequate time for counsel to prepare the defense. The prompt disposition of criminal cases as to be commended and encouraged. But in reaching that result, a defendant charged with a serious crime must not be stripped of his right to have sufficient time to advise with counsel and prepare his defense. Wherefore, the defense would respectfully request the court consider this request and grant the defense motion to continue. Signed, James Owens. There he is. Now, Peter, I'm not sure where Milton, Florida is, but I don't think it's near me. But I know Peter looked it up on the website and said he looks legit. It looks like he has good credentials. Why, though, would he take on Sarah? I mean, he believes that Judge Cranick will say, now you already know, like I've already said before, you know, the challenge that she's had with prior attorneys and, say that he can't withdraw. I don't know all of the stuff, but, that he's got to stick it out because, we all know the challenge she's had. What is different about this guy? That's what I want to know. Peter made a point. Well, did she learn her lesson? And she realized how scary it was without somebody who really knew what they were doing and said, okay, maybe I'll behave this time. But I don't know. Does Sarah really ever learn her lesson? I just find it difficult to think that she's not going to be able to, contain herself from trying to do it and have it her way. What is so different about this guy? Okay, so I just went ahead and Googled him. There's her man, James Owens. He is from Milton, Florida. I've got to look up again where that's from. But it says, build a solid defense with James Owens. It says he has over 35 years of experience in the courtroom, knowledge of both sides of the lawyer as a former criminal prosecutor. All right. DUI, murder, armed robbery, aggravated assault, theft or robbery, SA, DA. Okay, and then let's see the about. Okay, I'm assuming that's a picture of him and his betrothed. So it says, text me today. He gives his floor bar number, but don't text him. Licensed to practice law in Florida since 1986. Prosecutor in Pensacola, 1986 to 1989. Elected public defender. First Judicial Circuit of Florida, 2009 to 2012. Private practice, criminal defense, 20 plus years. Handled over 100 jury trials to verdict. Alrighty. Handled cases in Escambia, Santa Rosa, and Okaloosa County, Florida. Well, very interesting. I mean, he looks... But why would he take her case? What could it be? What? Y'all tell me what you think. Why? Why would James Owens... You know what I need to check with? Because it sounds like, if he's talking about the Pensacola, that's up in the Panhandle. And below that is Tallahassee. I don't know if y'all recall on one of those jail notes, there was an attorney, I guess, that had come to see her, and she didn't recognize the name, and he left, and she was upset with the jail personnel because I don't know what they were supposed to do, because she said she didn't know him because so many, air quotes, crazy people tried to take her case. But I'm wondering if that's the same guy. I'm going to go back and review and see if this is the same guy that had come by at that time. But what do you all think is going to happen? Do you think the judge is going to... I mean, James Owens has got to know what he's in for. And I just want to know, what is that special something that he has that the others didn't, that's going to have him take her case? Or is she going to drive him batshit crazy? Well, just when you think that we got things going here, well, it's going all right, but if it's delayed, one thing, I mean, she does need to have her fair and due process, no doubt, but I feel so bad for George's family that they have to keep waiting while she's dicking around. You know, it's just, I would be so upset if I was the family. All of this back and forth, back and forth. I don't think, you know, I don't know. I think she's been dragging it out more than anything. But I don't know. I mean, why not, right? And I mean, she's kind of like, almost like black or white. You know, it's like either all or nothing with her. But I can't imagine that she ain't going to try to tell him how it's going to be. Do y'all think she's learned her lesson? Just let me know that. And that's what I got for today. And I guess we will watch. I wonder now if that hearing for September 3rd is going to be canceled. I guess we'll have to wait and see what Judge Kranick's response is to all of this. All I can say is it's a circus. It's a circus. But we're here to watch it, and I'm here to give you as much information as I can. And if I can't, I'll send you over to others to find it. So I'm sure there's others that you all have your go-tos, which is great, because I think we all can offer something different. And me, it's just sarcasm and humor, perhaps. But, all right, guys, that's it for now. Hope you all have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Thank you, as always, for commenting, subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, doesn't cost a thing. If you're new, welcome. I'm very, I guess you could say I'm pretty laid back, not professional, just kind of, you know, no need to be like that, at least for me. I just like to kind of go with the flow. But just remember, be kind to one another, be kind to you. I will see you the next time.